Okay, we are back live. Good evening. I figure we will get some experiments done. Take a look at some stuff, eh? So we have 85 experiments. The main question, did we fix the bug? I think that this is just the hyperparam sweep taking forever. We shall see. Yes. I'm gonna give it until the end of this stream to blast the hell out of Bet for doing this shit. Literally cost me the entire day. Uh-oh. Huh. This is a dramatically different result from before. But we will let it keep running. Think what else there is. We've actually made very, very good progress then if this is fixed. I did change a few things on the sweeps that could have caused this. Be able to check on that. We could start on meta. Meta stuff would be good. Sync the meta fork. So let me talk a little bit about this environment and what it is. I think we're going to be doing a little bit of work on this over the next couple of weeks. So this environment here, it's kind of like this factory-esque env, which their resources and agents run around, and they convert stuff to different resources. Old syntax. Okay, so now for meta, we have to pip install omega conf hydrocore 4 and duckdb. They changed the observation space. They told me about this. It should actually make it just a tidbit faster. And I need to know what is the max vec now. Guys. They have the max anywhere? Yeah, that's a bit annoying. I don't know which of these. Huh. They're not gonna reply because it's Memorial Day, right? Rip. Coder. Okay. So it runs. Check meta. Okay, so this is the best one, it seems. 33172. If you ever find yourself adding a loading screen, it's because your code's freaking slow. M's. They're all maintained the same. $32K mini batch. And then we can add all the weird parameters. This thing discovered. Yield learning rate's going to be true. At least it shouldn't be that long to run this, right? Well, this goes away. Do we run it for how long? 500? Yeah, that's probably decent. We do need to figure out... I think I do need to at least figure out a little bit this end, right? Alright, so what we're going to do here is obs firm this. Oh, that's just features. And it doesn't tell me much, huh? Yeah, I know that that's a different function. Put this not in the way. Yeah, this is torch maximum, not max. So the idea here is I'm just gonna like get an approximate max. I have no idea how many batches this is gonna be. Not that many. Okay. This is something to work with. We're just not going to hit the breakpoint again. Give it a second. So the idea here is just to get an empirical maximum. They're not going to let me know for probably until tomorrow what the actual max is. This is probably a pretty darn good estimate. In fact, I could use this online, but I think it'll slow us down a little bit. What I'm going to do is we got to replace the zeros with ones. We don't divide by 0 immediately. Like this. Cool. Size of tensor. So it's going to be like none, none, none. Probably like this, right? Yeah. Good. This has 500k train. A little slower than it was before, which is odd, but we have 25. Oh, no, we don't. Oh yeah, we have 50% env overhead. Ugh. You have 16 workers. A batch size of 128 seems very odd. Probably this way because the env is so slow. The env isn't. Wait, hang on. The env is not slow. This is 8192. Let's do 256, right? Unless this gives you a ton of env overhead. Fine. 10%. Your env is not crazy slow. Copy overhead will get you. Copy overhead will get you. They just have too many channels. Many obs channels. They're all floats. And now we go find our experiment. Shit. This not the right one? Yeah, this is... They changed the metric name? Or is it just being weird? Sometimes it takes a while to get the metric. This does seem odd, though. We've got 0 reward sum as well. Yeah, 0. That looks good. The stats do change occasionally. This doesn't seem to work, so let's go back to the old hypers. Okay. This will tell us if it's just the hypers that are screwed up. New env is slower. Or the new hypers are slower. Ugh, okay. New hypers are slower. That's weird. I think I changed anything that should affect that. 100K. Let's see if this one has a heart dot get. Yeah, this one also gets no reward. Yeah, I think they broke it. I'm seeing them using attacks at least now. But like, yeah, they must have broken it, right? 0 reward, 75 mil. If they zeroed out the rewards or what they did. Definitely not working though. That's sketchy. Well, crap. Here I thought I was going to be able to get some stuff done on their end, but like... Okay. 8 o'clock. Um, let's have the goal be to have our experiments in a spot. This is a good indicator. So this is our good sweep, I believe. Okay, so this is sweep progress. Go here. Okay, so this took way too long to solve, and it only produced like 2 solving runs. It did up to 200 mil. This one had a lot more long runs. Initially, perhaps. Let's revert the sampling change. Revert the sampling change. No, the other thing I want to check here. Like, I have all these curves, right? They finish, what was like 18, 20 seconds. Pretty far back. Is this even the good sweep? This is like the good old sweep, I think. Not this one. Okay, this one is good. This one's 123 experiments. So I guess we do get good results in 123 experiments. I guess what I want to figure out is if we can afford to just do a 100 experiment sweep for a lot of these now. Welcome, pub. This should be our benchmark, our reference right here. This is 123 runs. And we get the sub 20 second, several sub 20-second runs. The fact that it'll launch one good run though, and then immediately just dive bomb 5 is not great. Okay, so they say that their models work on the latest version. Like, very helpful. I don't know if there's anything else obvious, right? It should at least not get 0 score. Let me make sure I'm not being completely stupid here. Just make sure I'm not being, like, totally stupid. I could be norming it wrong, to be fair, right? I don't see how I would be, but it's technically possible. Got it. It's afloat. Max Vec is afloat. Not doing any weird division. I mess with like our main defaults or something. We should definitely be getting some sort of reward here. Getting all the normal stats, but no reward. Okay. This sweep is warmed up nicely. See if this does well. I mean, that seems like an M screw up, right? Wait. This update the buffers in place. Welcome Hyper. Welcome Hyper. Don't even know you, but fellow programmer. This is reinforcement learning dev. Currently just running some experiments and seeing what happened with this environment here. I do ultra high performance simulation, reinforcement learning tooling, among other things. What are you doing though? So this is my main jam. PufferLib is our toolkit. We train really small models to do really impressive things very quickly. We got a whole bunch of games we use for testing. They all run ridiculously fast. You can watch neural networks play them pretty well in your browser. Simple arcade games, we got multi-agent stuff. Here's like a bajillion snakes all controlled by neural nets. And we even have, this is from my PhD thesis, neural MMO. You can watch agents play this little MMO with an economy and trade and all sorts of stuff. And we do stuff like train on 2,000 years worth of simulated games on like your desktop in a few days. This is my comprehensive effort to make this area of science work. That's the jam around here. Yeah. Well, our environments run really fast. Like, we run like millions of steps per second. Because all of our environments are written in optimized C. At least somewhat optimized C. They could be even faster. RL with real robots is a possibility. Yeah, if you train a decent bit of it in simulation, or if you have enough money to buy a ton of them. You just need a lot of data. Alright, so something is not happening correctly here, I think. Something is not happening. Bottleneck was reward engineering? No, the way that they frame reward engineering for like humanoid robotics is just really stupid. That's all. It's really just mostly high-perf simulation. Actions works. I think this would have changed. It's been like this for a while. We haven't messed with this. Got 3 viewers in live. China and live at China trying to hire you. Well, that name is Korean. And yeah, it's gonna be a small stream. It's let's fix the ISO on this. This is like specialized technical stuff, yeah. Getting stable diffusion. You don't have to hire me to get access to all this stuff. This is all free open source code. All our tools are up on there, and you can actually come build new environments with us as well. I've taught a lot of people the ropes. Though that said, we do have service packages for companies. How I pay for servers. something's just something screwy here, I think. They did something weird. I don't know what they did. This is getting updated in place. See what the heck this is? Ew. That's weird. So should I... Oh, so their environment was completely freaking broken. So I... What? Just do something real quick. I think this will work, but... Is it 0 reward or is it very low reward? No, it's 0 reward. Actually 0 reward. Unless they messed up the logging now. But it's also not getting any hearts. That's straight up 0 reward. Size of... That's probably it, right? Why is it a bool? Yeah, this is still 0 reward. Hmm. Thing render. No. What is auto? Evening bet. Well, I'll wait to tell you about the bug that I found until I'm sure that I actually found it. I'm 95% sure it's your fucking bug, though. I was spent all day finding this bug, so. Okay, they just have this end. They just have this end. Oh, jeez. Oh, we'll see what this is. No, you didn't mess with meta. That's them having too many engineers editing shit constantly. You'll see if it's. You'll see when I'm sure I'm correct. It was not a fun day today. I'll say that. Oh, I have to load the bloody config, don't I, for them? There's some runs. Oh, it's like 22. Okay. I mean, this is stuff. Fills in. Yeah. One could be good. I mean, the rel time on that's a 19-second plus eval. Trying to figure out what they keep freaking editing like everything constantly, which is like I do the same. It's to list, TOLIST. I don't see TOLIET, do you? Do you see it? I don't see one of those. Oh. Bet you've caused enough bugs today without making up more, alright? Uh... I think not have an example anywhere. Get new env config. What is this? Oh, Jesus. They did frickin'. Okay. Oh, I just had one of their devs tell me that they're also now getting 0 rewards everywhere. Good. this PR for them. What is this big ass PR? Oh. Yeah, okay. Where's the split view thing? Typed? They do everything different. Look, they do everything the opposite of the way that I would do it. Like it's pretty much as exact opposite as you possibly could. Um, yeah, I don't freaking know. They do everything the exact opposite of the way that I do it. It's very big tech. Yeah, they added types on everything. I'm trying to figure out what freaking code I'm supposed to look at. Is this make unique? Oh. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with this today. Like, they're going to have to unbreak it. They've kind of just made a mess of the project. Can I, like, just look at this thing at least, maybe? What the hell is in this? Freaking dozen plus HPPs. C++, modern C++ hurts to look at. And this guy, the right. I can't tell if this is worse than before. Can I at least get this config to load or no? You just ask this guy. I'm gonna link this guy the tutorial. Alright, well, I've asked two different people and none of them are answering. Neither of them are answering on the config, so I don't think that they know. This is supposed to get passed, I guess, something. But it doesn't. Freaking no, man. Many experiments. I mean, this will definitely finish now. So I'll at least get the full sweep. Hey, Hyper. Damn what? Trying to get this guy to help me load this Okay, so we are actually starting to get some better runs here, it looks like. I was hoping we would be able to get away with doing like 100 experiment sweeps. But it's okay. It's decent at least. So let's say this works. If this works, then we launch long speed run, and then we just like slowly sweep all the new M's, right? I think that's it. Do a quick set real quick. One more quick set for the evening. I figured how the hell they load their freaking script from this. Damn it. Yeah, damn it. A fallback. I need this. Is this what I need for this thing to freaking work? Changing everything so fast. Do 5 rewards. 0.25 rewards for each. Got 2C. That's just ridiculous. Pass in vecenv. Make vecenv self env config. Okay. Make vecenv self env config. Huh? Meta sim vecenv import make vecenv. Env config. Render mode, stat writer, play writer, make env. It seems like this config just doesn't work. Hey, Ahmed. How's it going, man? Wait, what? Where did Puffer go? Didn't I just have a puffer.yaml a second ago? Am I crazy or did I just have, I thought there was just a puffer YAML in here. Config meta grid. Config, nope. Here. Was that PufferLib? What are you doing today? PufferLib is ultra high performance reinforcement learning. We have all these demos on puffer.ai, all sorts of games, neural nets play them in your browser. We train agents on like thousands of years worth of simulated experience. It's pretty cool. Check that out here. Oh, 2.1k stars. Speaking of which, start the puffer. Helps out a lot. Cool. Good growth. I guess I should probably just like run their tool.train thing. Okay, like realistically, there's no way I'm going to be able to figure this out tonight, right? I'm going to go kill one vast instance. Or not, well, actually both of them. Get the machines here tomorrow. Got both. I'm gonna just see if this bloody thing does anything at this point. What in the... I didn't kill the other machine. Keep going. Okay, so not a super productive evening. Not really my fault. It's kind of just been a bunch of bullshit to deal with today. Well, I think all I really gotta do is keep running these experiments. It took it a little while, but like we're getting the hypers at the top here. Oh yeah. Bet, damn it. There are no commands, Yannick. It's just stream content. We just do the research. It's a little bit odd that this takes a while to get going. Like, actually, I guess we can real quick do a little analysis on this, right? Let's do start the puffer. Like, possibly some of these params just have some drift to them that they take a while to equalize out. Sometimes is interesting. Is there any reason not to just do it in multiples of 4? I guess because I don't have it set up to do that. That's okay, we'll keep it this way then. That's not too big of a limitation. So we'll see this finishes tomorrow. I guess... Do I just start working on new M's? I think we're pretty much good to go otherwise. Like the final experiments, but... I'd like to do some stuff on meta, but... It's like just not going. I need to get me some good configs. Vector changes. No, and I'm doing stability testing right now. I looked through a little bit of the Mac OS I didn't. I looked through the other thing. What happened with Mac? Oops. Why does Torch not have a uint? Yeah, running with train.optimizer, Adam, just like sends you back to the fucking dark ages is the thing. It doesn't define those. You're kidding. The Mac version doesn't have unsigned integers. It doesn't have standard types, though. That's so dumb. You can't do anything if you don't have heavy ball. Like, if you just have Atom, you're not going to be able to do anything. It's a massive difference. What does it why doesn't it build? Is compiling symbol. Wait, why are you using Torch 2.2.2? Is that the latest available for Mac? No, they have 2.7. Well, you're on a super old Torch 2.2. They're on 2.7. Hey, that guy. Yeah, because for some reason people develop on Macs. I don't get a real operating system. I don't freaking get it, but we'll try to make it work. I'm being rate limited on Twitch. I don't have any default set to do that. And it doesn't give me any options to control it. I'm not sure why 2.2.2 was the version installed. That must be the default on Mac OS, which is pathetic. I don't know why you have 2.2.2. I got a UV setup working. We're using VMs in the container now because Python devs have shit for brains, and like I'm sick of fighting it. UV has a torch mode. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. This is just 24.04, pretty vanilla. Well, this doesn't do anything though. Like that guy, this doesn't do anything because then you're just like creating a different install pattern for UV users versus everyone else. Right? Does this actually work? I mean, I'll try it. Yeah, I'm not screwing with any of the lock files. They can fuck off with that. I don't know if I trust this versus just having it pinned. Here, I'll show you our current. So here's the new Docker. You can see you pretty much can just use UV with it and it's fine. The only gotcha is, imagine that we ship the pip package, right? The only gotcha is you have to install your torch version, okay? Which is like standard if you need a different torch version. And if you have a different torch version from the default, you have to install with no build isolation. Those are the only gotchas. Everything else I made to work. Last version of Torch that shipped with x86 compat. Jeez. Alright, there you go. enjoy having literal unsupported hardware. Can't make the index URL a build arg as far as I'm aware because wait, can you make the index URL a build arg? Wait, first of all, one, can the user pass build time args? And then two, even if you can, why would I then want to make you install with build isolation where it's just going to go spend twice as long downloading a second copy of Torch? -- build arg. I guess. Oh, to Docker? No, you're getting this Docker file, you're just getting shipped this frickin' Docker. You're just getting shipped the Docker image. You're not messing with the Docker file. I meant like if I'm gonna, because there's gonna be just a UV option as well, right? Or just like a standard like a no container option. So like you can't pass args to setup.py build, right? Sucks you have to use devel. It's like a few gigs. Whatever. I'm not shipping kernel binaries. I'm not doing it. I've literally spent like a couple hundred hours fighting bullshit in this release, like over the last few weeks already. Several weeks, I should say. Yes. So when do we? I mean, we can do this live. Bet gets to fucking. Let's just blast Bet live on the frickin' Discord. You used an LLM to edit critical infra. You didn't understand and broke everything. You free the pointer, but not whenever it wants. I got to spend all day figuring out why I had randomly fragmented memory address space segfaulting in core Python, nowhere I can even get a stack trace because you had to touch had to with it to do this. And there's your get blame. There you go. So thank you, Bet. I got to spend 6 fucking hours debugging that because of your dumbass today. Don't pay shit into an LLM when it's critical infra you don't understand. Ah. Well, switch to Ubuntu. Go to apps. This is literally just default Ubuntu, man. This is default Ubuntu with like the background set to like a specific puffer shade of teal. I just want you to understand how fucking hard this was to debug today, okay? This is not solarized dark blue. Oh, if you want the config for my code, you can get that as well. That's on our Docker page. But that's a little bit more out there. Let me just show you something, Pat. This is what I had to fucking do all day. Okay? And look, I can tell you used an LLM because the comments are like, I can tell because of the damn comments. Okay, like I can see like there are like a bunch of these, and there were like a couple others like this. We need to, yeah, this is total LLM. So you have this, and then what you were doing is you had this free up here, okay? So when you have this free up here, inside of the for loop, it's going to free it a whole bunch of times. Which means that randomly, Python can just decide whenever the hell it wants to free that pointer. And if it just so happens to free that pointer right before you go to use it, then you're fucked because it fragments memory space. And this thing would happen after like an average of 80 experiments. All right, so it was a hugely intermittent bug, and I suspect that this bug was actually screwing up the other contract work I had because we had a random seg fault we couldn't reproduce there either. So yeah, it's like this shit. Like, let me show you the stack trace I got from this. This is the stack trace you get. No, this doesn't come up in GDB or memsan, even with all the work I did, because guess what? This fragments memory, and then it's just going to error randomly somewhere else in Python. So unless you compile all of Python with memsanitizer, then maybe you could catch it. This is the stack trace I get. This is a stack trace that doesn't include anything in my entire code base. This is purely a Python stack trace that seg faults on a malloc. Yeah, you can seg fault on a malloc. Not a read, a malloc. Great. So what did I have to do was eventually I got lucky. I found a good seed on which I could like reproduce this thing in a reasonable amount of time. I had to not even add prints on specific lines because that would screw with memory space and cause it to non-deterministically jump. I had to eventually debug it down to I got a config where it would segfault only calling vecinit, not calling the rest of the functions. So that narrowed it down to vecinit. And then I had to go through that like very, very closely until eventually I saw that the dec ref was in the wrong loop. God damn, this was the single hardest bug I've had to fix in the last several months because of your fucking LLM. Don't use it. Just don't. Not for critical infrastructure. And here I see, like, you open Twitch all day and you see this brain rot, or like, hardy-dirty-dur, let's see, how long does it take to find an LLM's good post? Let's see. Oh, let's see. Fine, I'm guarantee you this is vibe coded. Let's see. How long does it take to find a dumbass LLM post? Yeah, here's LLM bullshit. Here's more LLM bullshit. Oh, here's LLM bullshit. Okay, I think I've muted a hell of a lot of it on my timeline, but there's a lot of LLM bullshit. LLMs solve everything, except when they break your entire fucking code base. So yeah, this sucked. And the thing was, originally, when I wrote the original version, I wrote it without dec refs. So I wrote the thing just to leak a little bit of memory so that I wouldn't have to deal with Python's awful garbage collecting mechanics. All right? Yeah, you wouldn't be able to fix this. God. You need to not use LLMs to interact with complicated shit without understanding it. High ref debug. No idea what that is. You gotta realize, I had to debug this. This is the first thing I've had to do with the C API in Python. The env binding code is not great. It could be much better. This is V1 of the new env binds. That probably would have caught it. How do I open this thing? But the fact that this can cause a seg fault not with a stack trace that is not in your code sucks. Well, the thing is, it had some stuff about ref counting, but it also generated like 10 pages of other garbage. So, like, of the rest of which almost all was wrong. So it's like, great. I could just give you the program. The program also has the right information in there somewhere. Also, here's a fun one. Loading in setting LD preload flags to enable debugging causes the process to take 20 terabytes of virtual address space. So that's a cool thing to find out. Yeah, Gemini 2.5 Pro probably caused the bug. Alright, well, I will use that in the future if I need to decref stuff. But wait, if it ends at 0, you could still, yeah, you can still break it. Oh, this? Here. Why aren't you in here? Hey, Weston. It was just a really fucking hard bug. Oh, by the way, this stack trace, you don't even get this stack trace for free. You have to compile you have to compile everything with super duper debug mode and set a bunch of symbols to even get this. All right. At first, I just got hanging, and then eventually I reproduced this bug in serial mode with a seg fault after running it for like 10 minutes with a custom test script intended to go really fast. And then I tuned that a bunch, and I got like intermittent issues with a bunch of different versions. And then eventually I got like the jank thing where I got it to segfault at the same place, but only with that seed, and only if you didn't like put a print statement in the wrong place that changed the address space. And then eventually like I got to strip out some additional functions and still get to segfault. And eventually I bisected it down to the right spot. Ah. So anything except this, if you do anything except what you did here, you will actually get a stack trace out of Puffer in debug mode. Anything but the exact thing that you did here. I'm pretty sure you can even detect this in C. You can't detect it with Python's garbage collection. You could even, I think, use after free. You can even detect with the C flags. Just this specific thing. You found the one thing I couldn't catch. Nuts. C-step hanging bug. What was the solution to that one? Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. What the hell? It's like that there's some other function, like there's some core function called step, right? Can you not just obj dump it? I don't know how the hell you would find that one deck ref. Maybe there are additional debug tools. The thing that guy said would probably work. But like, literally, this is the first piece of code I've had to write with the Python C API. All right, this is V1 of the env binding. It's the least mature spot of like where we have debug stuff for, and like the least, like the spot I least know how to fix stuff in, the whole code base. A real pain in the ass. All right, how are we doing here? I mean, this doesn't seem to be doing quite as well as before. Hard to say. We'll let this full run overnight, though. We'll let this finish full running overnight. So the plan is to just run experiments, probably work on some different environments. I gotta start doing like stuff for after 3.0 now. So we're not gonna insta release 3.0, but I am gonna start on like the new sim work and all that stuff. Exhausting. Disasm. But what's that gonna do, Linky? It's like there's a deck ref in one spot, and then Python's garbage collector randomly frees the thing in another spot, and then in a third spot, a malloc fails because of it somehow. Well, none. all freaking randomly. It was a rough thing to debug. All we gotta do now though is make sure that I didn't break our sweeps with any of the latest stuff. Trying to think if I want to kill this and if I want to run 10 subsample points instead. Think so. 5 is gonna be faster. This is probably gonna need a revamp at some point anyways, because it ends up taking like a couple minutes per suggestion. Full sweep should be done in like an hour or two. But I think that this adds like it doubles the time basically. It is only really a problem for these tiny little experiments though. We'll leave it for now. You can only do so much for no release. I'll deal with meta as soon as they have a stable version for me. A few other small things to do for clients. And I think we'll just start on Terraform stuff. I think that'll be a fun thing to do. To start on Terraform stuff. Be way better. Alright, I think I'm gonna just go get some sleep then. Get some rest. Start this thing tomorrow. Yeah. Then breakout will finish. I'll have because I could write some basic configs for the next experiments, but I'm getting tired, so I think I'm just gonna call it for tonight. I think we're gonna work on tomorrow the terraforming end, so it's like this digging, like move dirt from one place to other terraform environment. And work on that tomorrow potentially. I want to write more C. I'm sick of debugging like shitty, annoying Python loops and build systems and all that. We'll do some sim side work. Maybe algorithms at some point soon as well, but also sim side stuff. Okay. Well, decent outcome for today. In that we actually did get that bug resolved. Folks watching, all the things at puffer.ai. It's all free and open source. Want to get into reinforcement learning? Good way to do things. You will not get yelled at as badly as Bet did for making mistakes unless you make them because you just blindly copy paste from an LLM. That's about the only pet peeve. Um, yeah, start the repo on GitHub to help me out a lot. Really helps. Other than that, join Discord. You can also follow me on X for more content, where I occasionally post things, and I try not to read X too much because it's way better when you just write stuff and don't read it. So the only good thing about this stupid website is that occasionally, where is it? Can I even scroll and find one? Where is he? Oh yeah, look. Sometimes there's fun stuff like look at the manatees. It's funny. All right. Good night.